All right. Are we here? No, we're not. Wait. There we are. Hey. What's going on, everybody? Is Kanan here? Am I by myself? What's happening? I think what's going on, everybody? I think we're live. I think we're all here. So I don't know where Kanan is. It might be me. I don't see him at all. He's gone. All right. What's going on, guys? It's Wednesday. It is 7:00 on the East, 4 p.m. on the West, and we are here. It's the Death Rattle Podcast. I almost said the Screaming Room. Sorry if my video and audio are a little bit weird. I'm having internet issues again, so it's a problem I'm trying to take care of, but hopefully you guys can get over it. So I apologize for that, but it's good to see everybody. John or Mr. Wonderful, what's up? Saying hi to John. Oh, there's oh my gosh. John's here. What's going on, John? Wolfbane, good to see you. Leslie, hello. Good to see everybody. Today we're doing more of a kind of a hanging out and chatting stream with you guys. So if you have any questions that you've been wanting to ask us about anything, any movies that you've seen so far this year, or favorites or anything like that, please send it in the chat. We're going to be talking to you. We don't have a lot of news to talk about. Again, with it being January, there's just not a lot of stuff coming. Kanan and I both saw The Damned. So we were going to talk about that a little bit. So have you guys seen The Damned, and what did you think of it? And then we'll talk to you about that. We are also supporting the Red Cross in California. There is a link in the description in our down below in the description that you can click on that link and you can donate to the Red Cross on our behalf. And you can help out the fires there because Kanan's in North California, so he's not being affected. I'm in Florida, and the only thing we're about to be affected by are freezing cold temperatures. So I'm super excited about that. Leslie says, I think I remember that cemetery. Yeah, it is. This is the cemetery in my background for the Hellgate, where we shot a lot of our scenes for the movie. If you're unaware, I made a film last year called The Hellgate, and it's in post-production right now, but that's what that is. So my background is shot from that. Leanne says, please give some good horror movie recommendations. We have to evacuate our Santa Monica home. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Leanne. So, I mean, I can give a lot of different horror movie recommendations. There he is.
All right. Yeah, you booted me off, and then it wouldn't let me reconnect.
I didn't boot you off.
I think because you started it like only let me stay on for so long. I don't know, but it wouldn't let me reconnect. So sitting here trying all these different things. I don't even know what I ultimately ended up doing that causes it to go back. No, because I don't know if it was on my end or your end. I was trying to figure out if it was my internet or what, but I ended up switching my Wi-Fi, and I think it changed the IP and it let me back on. I think it was having some issues for some reason, like not refreshing the IP. I don't know.
Well, that's okay. I'm pretty long-winded, so I can talk. But
we're all good.
Leanne had to evacuate their Santa Monica home, and she's asking for some good horror movie recommendations.
Shit, man.
So what do you have for
that's
Leanne?
What this channel's all about.
Yeah.
I mean, lots and lots of videos. Like the best way to do something like that is to what type of movie are you looking for? Like what type?
Yeah, Leanne, tell us, what do you like? Do you like slasher, splatter, paranormal, psychological, thriller, slow burn? What do you like? Jordan says, sup guys, help me out with the no spoiler Nosferatu rating, please. 1 to 10. Deciding I'm going to see it this weekend. 8.5 for me, but I don't like.
Yeah, I put it as my number one movie of the year. And so, like, I honestly would, even though now if I was to redo the list, I would put The Substance number 1 and Nosferatu number 2. I would give a 9.5 to The Substance and a 9 to Nosferatu. Like, I honestly think that in time we will look at Nosferatu as like a classic.
I agree. Catnit says, watch for falling iguanas. Yeah, that's in southern Florida where all the iguanas are down there.
Falling iguanas.
Yeah. So what happens? It's really interesting when the temperatures get so cold. because iguanas are reptiles, they're cold-blooded, they will go into like a hibernation state. And if they're in a tree, they'll just fall out of the tree. And they can like, yeah, it's pretty funny, but like they can damage your car because like if you're driving through the Everglades, yeah, if you're driving through have you ever seen an iguana? They get big.
Oh yeah, the thought of that is like just crazy to me. Like that, there's that many of them that just fall out of trees.
Yeah, they put the counties in southern Florida put out warnings when it starts to get that cold, like to watch for falling iguanas. So yeah, absolutely.
So you guys, like, you're going through a cold snap right now, right? I know Leslie was telling me she was like freezing.
It's
like you guys were getting colder than we are here for a minute. I think that's changed because now we're back to being like right around freezing at night again.
Yeah, it gets in the low 30s at night. It was 54 today, and I'm in Jacksonville, so I'm in North Florida.
We're still getting like our temperatures are like they fluctuate a lot. That's the one thing about Northern California, because like it's getting down to 36 degrees tonight, so almost freezing, and then we had a high of 61 today. But like the other day, it was like 68 and got down to 33. So it's like you're walking around in a t-shirt during the day, and then at night I'm all like crap. And so if you go somewhere, like if you live here and you go somewhere, you always got to make sure you bring a jacket, sweatshirts, things like that with you, because you can't, it'll get warm enough that you're like, during the day, you're like, you can't wear more than just a t-shirt.
So Petra
Roach, just chew. You all of a sudden,
I know. I set my
super light.
My video output right now is 480, so that I'm not having this lag. The lag is honestly making my eye twitch. So I
just look like a ghost. All of a sudden.
I know.
It's a supernatural live stream today.
Petra Roach Rock. How do you pronounce that? Wants to as asking if anybody has
Petra Roche, right?
Was it Roche? There's no E at the end.
Yeah. Oh yeah, huh?
Anyway, it says anybody see or review
Roche.
Captive State. I have not seen it. Have you seen Captive State?
Is that the Will Smith one?
I don't know. Let me go to IMDb.
I don't know, man. Like I've seen so many damn movies. It's hard for me to remember.
I know.
Like there's a lot of movies that if they're not memorable enough, it's hard for me to remember what it is.
John Goodman.
It's a thriller, right? It's not really a horror. Yeah, it's a. Oh yeah,
it says action horror sci-fi thriller set in a Chicago neighborhood nearly a decade after the occupation of an extraterrestrial force. Captive State explores the lives on both sides of the conflict, the collaborators and the dissidents.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. I was looking at this the other day thinking, I remember hearing people talk about this. It's one I need to see. Isn't that on Tubi right now?
It is on IMDb. Is not telling me what it's on, but probably.
I know I just came across it the other day when I was looking for like putting together a list.
You know,
I'm really excited about my next list coming up. I found some gems on Tubi.
Hang on. I'm trying to find it. It's on Amazon Prime. You can rent it on Amazon Prime.
Captive State?
Yeah, I don't see if it's on Tubi or not. I don't know. I saw it's not a horror movie, but it's a great movie. Uncut Gems is on Tubi.
Oh, that's right. They did that. I've still never seen that, but I know it's supposed to be really, really good.
It is fantastic. It's not a horror movie, so sorry guys, we're gonna get off the beaten path a little bit, but it's probably Adam Sandler's best performance in a movie. And it is like
Captive State is only a rental right now.
Okay, well there it is. Heather says, "See, wouldn't let you start without me." What's going on, Heather? Prop Dude's here. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Prop Dude?
Says The Long Walk is coming out in 2025. Instant Defense says skip it, probably for Nosferatu. I would disagree unless you're talking about a different movie.
Yeah. I think it's one of those movies that even if you don't end up liking it, you still want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's those movies like The Witch. A lot of people didn't like it, but yet they still can appreciate the quality of film that it is and what it's doing. Like that's the thing with Eggers in general. Like he just is such a master filmmaker that even if it's too slow, like The Lighthouse, even if you didn't love The Lighthouse, right? It's such an interesting, like his attention to detail and style and all the things that he does. Like he puts so much into his films that they're still like a work of art,
He's very much an artist. Leanne says she loves them all, loves gore, slasher, found footage. I got a great found footage that I would recommend. It's called Deadstream. If you haven't seen that,
Yep.
It's a little bit newer, fantastic movie. So I'd recommend watching.
It made my top 10 of 2023. That was in my top 10. Like, that movie's incredible. Like, it's one of the best found footage comedy horror movies ever.
It's great.
Like,
and one of my favorite.
I mean, there's not a ton of those. There's not a ton of comedy horror found footage movies, but like it has like touches of Ash, like, or not of Ash, of like Evil Dead. Like, it has these elements that kind of remind me of Evil Dead, like especially the second one, Evil Dead 2. It's
got some great scares in it. Like, it's got some good scares, and one of my favorite characters in that movie, having the movie be 90% with one guy, is his chat. Like, chat.
Like, they talk so much shit. Hella funny.
And it's great. It feels very natural. I love it. So I would recommend that for Leanne. I would recommend Deadstream. What would you recommend to her?
For what? Oh, she said she loves them all.
Yeah, gore slasher. Come on, don't. First movie that comes into your head.
Okay, because I'm trying to not spoil my lists that are about to drop, my video lists that are about to drop.
Well, don't spoil it then. Just recommend the movie. Don't say anything about it. All right, while you're looking that up, Instant Defense says classic my ass. I'm assuming you're talking about Nosferatu.
I actually recommended this to Leslie today, so I'll recommend this to all you guys as well. It's called The Sonata from 2018 on Tubi.
All right.
And it's like just a gorgeous movie. It's one of the last performances by Rutger Hauer. And like, I don't know if you are familiar with him, but like he's such
I know
like, he did so many B-rated kind of movies, but he just always gave it his all in every performance. So
Instant Defense wants to fight. Why do you not think that Nosferatu is going to be a classic? Instant Defense. I want to hear some arguments. So while we're waiting on, he said classic my ass, talking about Nosferatu. Okay. So I want to hear some arguments. Let's hear some arguments, please, and don't just be like it sucked. That's not an argument. So
obviously that's the response he's going to have when his first one is my ass, classic my ass.
Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Iguanas are heavy, says Leslie. Yes, they are.
Yeah, they get up to like what, 60 pounds, right? Like 50, 60 pounds they can get up to. I mean, I guess it depends on the species because there's a couple different kinds of iguanas.
Green iguanas.
Yeah. Those are the big ones. Right?
Pounds. No. It says, I thought they were heavier than this, but I guess it's still pretty heavy. It says a typical adult male weighs around 8.8 pounds, while the smaller adult female typically weighs.
No. That's not the full size iguanas, dude. There's no way.
It says full grown. I'm on Google. It says full grown iguana.
Because that's like the iguanas that people have as pets, dude. Those are those little fuckers. Like, I've seen iguanas that are like small dogs. You can't tell me those 8 pounds.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? You've seen those where people walk them on a leash.
Are you seeing? Hang on.
Like, isn't there other kinds of iguanas? This?
Can you see my screen? Look, Google iguana weight, green iguana, 8.8 pounds, male.
Yeah, but isn't there other kinds of iguanas?
I don't know. I'm just, these are the types of iguanas that we have in Florida. This is what, like, this is right. Okay. So they look
I've
big,
seen
yeah. I mean, they look big.
And I mean, I know they're reptiles. Reptiles don't weigh a lot because they're like birds and they have like the hollow bones and shit, or the, like, you know what I mean? Like, their bones are almost more like cartilage.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, but like,
kind of like cats. Cats are that way too.
Pound iguana, like you're gonna hold that in both your hands, and that's gonna do damage. Frozen iguana that falls out of a tree. Dude, if you drop a 10-pound weight out of a tree onto a car, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not that heavy, man.
60-pound iguana? That's a Komodo dragon.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is I'm sitting here thinking of Komodo dragons because those fuckers get big.
John says South Carolina's been having cold weather in the 30s at night. Yeah, man, that's what it's been here. It's been ugh.
Dude, we're in the end of the world, man. This is the end times.
No, we're not.
dude, shh, shh. All the crazy fuckers out there will go kill themselves. Shh.
Well, easy. Clever Cleaver says, out of curiosity, how many horror movies do you two watch a day? And what ratio would you say
Oh,
are
a day?
garbage compared to recommended?
I try. Okay. Well, there's a difference between watching a movie and doing what I do.
Yeah,
Because I have to, I scan a lot of movies. Like I'll scan 8 to 10 movies before I find one. But what I do is I'll watch a movie for literally sometimes a matter of seconds. Like I skip the credits shit and get to the movie. And if I don't know, it's hard to even explain to you because I have like a dozen different things that I just have like a trained eye for. I'll be able to tell within minutes. So it's rare that I watch a movie for more than like 8 or 10 minutes. If it has like these things that I recognize, like quality of film, the way it's shot, the acting, you know what I mean? The way the story unfolds in that first few minutes. Like there's a lot of things that you can tell pretty quickly on the level of filmmaker that's making this movie. And if it doesn't have at least something, you know what I mean? It's like, you're just going to turn it off. But some movies all last like 20, 30 minutes. I'll be like, this isn't good enough for me to recommend, so I'm not going to finish it. Like it may be okay, but it's not, or it's not horror enough, so to speak. And I'm like, this isn't really, doesn't really feel much like a horror movie, and it's not super sucking me in, so I'm not going to finish that. Like I just watched one the other day called Lux, what is it? One of you guys recommended it to me. It's called Vox Lux. And the cast is incredible in it. And I am recommending it. So it's going to be in a video and I'll talk a lot more about it. But it's not a horror movie.
Flat is that out. With Natalie Portman?
Yeah, Natalie Portman. But there's a lot of reasons that it's still interesting. And so that's why I'm still going to recommend it. For one, there's a couple scenes in it, especially one early on, that had my jaw drop. Like it was actually shocking. And I was like, wow, that is brutal. So
this is a horror?
But no, that's what you're not listening to what I'm saying. Hopefully they are.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not really a horror movie, but it did enough. Like it has some things enough that I think it's worth recommending. And so I'll make an exception for it. But it's crazy. They have it listed as a musical, dude. It's not a musical at all. Like I'm listing it. Yeah, I'm listing it as a drama thriller.
Okay.
Because it's got some crazy, like brutal shit in it. Like it is definitely a thriller. But there's only literally it's like as much of a musical as
Smile.
As Smile 2. Smile 2 isn't a musical. It's like just because there's a performance from a pop star at one point, a couple like because it's just it's really similar to Smile 2 actually. Like as far as the way the pop star, like you see her practicing. There's a couple where you see her kind of practicing what she's gonna do. There's a couple scenes where she's like recording songs, and then there's like at the end there's like one performance where you see her do like basically most of one song. Yeah. But like I would never call that a musical. I'm like,
so for me, I would say I probably average because I would have to take like movies that I watch in a year because I don't watch a lot of movies during the week. I'll watch maybe one or two during the week. I usually get my movie watching in on the weekends. Or if I have like a day, like a slow work day where I'm not really doing much, I'll watch a movie. So I think I averaged about a movie.
Holy shit, dude. Thank you so much for your donation, man.
Oh, thank you, Instant Defense, for awesome. A $10 super sticker. I'm going to scroll, but I want to get back. Sorry, I want to get back. I probably average. I probably average maybe a half a movie a day, like just to average it out. But I definitely watch. a lot. So
I watch probably like from beginning to end. I watch at least 7 a week, at least. But it depends on the week. There was a time when I was watching about 40 movies a week, like between 20 and 40 movies a week. But that was when there was nothing going on and I was building this channel and I had seen a lot of movies, but there was I wanted to feel like if I'm going to be the recommending guy. You know what I mean? I've wanted to feel like I had a pretty deep knowledge beyond where I was at. Like I still knew, because I felt like at the time there's like the average person where the horror movies that the average person knows. Then there's like a layer below that where you know a little bit of the underground stuff, but then there's the people that really know the underground. And I wanted to be at least scratching that, you know, that area where I at least knew some of the underground. And like, there's still so many people that have watched way more than me. Like I'll never be able to watch as many as some people. Cause like, I know people that literally they've been watching 2 to 3 movies a day their entire life, you know?
I don't know how they do that. Like, how do you exist?
Well, it's what they do instead of doom scrolling, or like me, I watch a lot of YouTube. So I'll like when I'm editing,
that makes sense.
I'll have like,
yeah, that makes
or,
sense.
or we'll watch like how many people go to sleep at night watching movies they've already seen, or
True.
or Friends or Seinfeld, or you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
people like that, that's what they do. That's, you know, when they get home from work, they watch at least 1 or 2 horror movies a night. So I think it's awesome. But for me, it became gray matter. Like when I was doing the 20 to 20 or more a week, it was like, I call it gray matter, or like it became gray mush, because I was getting to where I would realize I don't remember anything about like the movies I had watched. And I realized that everything just started feeling the same, every movie. And it was hard to talk about them because it just felt like everything was the exact same, you know, over and over. So
yeah. All right, we got to get through these. We're getting behind. Joe Rockhead asks, "Do you have a favorite season of American Horror Story?" I just finished 1984. I watched Murder House.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I need to give American Horror Story another shot. I watched the first season and hated it.
Yeah, same here.
And it just kept getting seasons and seasons after that, and I'm like, why? The show sucks. But everybody liked it, so I think I need to give. I think season 3 is the one that everybody says is like the best, or is the one that's
the freak show one, right?
I guess so. I don't know, but that's gonna be hard for me because I don't. And when I say I don't like clowns, I don't find them scary. So like the whole clown circus thing, I don't find that scary.
That's
at all.
not.
I find it silly, and so like it's.
Well, yeah,
it's
but
hard
that's not.
Is it? Because I don't know. Is that what it is?
It's not supposed to scare you. It's like the thing with American Horror Story is they kind of like different. There's each season is kind of a different subgenre of horror in a lot of ways. So they're not all just about scaring you. Sometimes it's about dread. Sometimes it's about, you know, like in a way, each season kind of reminds me of almost like a Tales from the Crypt episode, where each episode kind of had a message, like a tone to it, and like a, you know what I mean? And American Horror Story is kind of like that. It's just, my issue with it is if you're someone that watches a lot of horror movies, like you don't have to watch as many as me, but still quite a few, and you watch at least quite a bit of the underground, like, you know, indie horror and stuff. Everything they do, you're like, dude, I know of 5 movies that did that better. And so it became kind of tough because it's like, you know, haunted house, whoop-de fucking do. You know how many haunted houses movies there are? And the same was with every season. But the reason I really liked 84 is because it was, you know, a slasher Friday the 13th thing, but it leaned into that and had fun with that idea more than other seasons. And it wasn't like we're trying to scare you, and it went deeper than that. And they, like, there's all these wild directions that they went, like with the Night Stalker being an actual character in it, and like his whole, and then it surprised me because it like takes things in a really interesting way. So like 84 is my favorite, but I also liked the Apocalypse, or what was the season? The one where they're in the bunker, or the Apocalypse one. Especially that episode of that season is fucking rad. I haven't seen very many movies do like an atomic war starting thing as good as that episode. It was really cool the way they did that. So it has,
like I said, I probably got to give it another chance. It's just the first season did not do a good job pulling me in. Prop Dude says, here's a challenge. What's your favorite non-R unrated thriller? I would have to say for me, it's a toss-up between. I think he's asking what's our favorite non-R
unrated. There's not even that many unrated movies.
I'm just gonna go with non-R horror thriller. So he's asking, what's your favorite non-R/unrated horror thriller? I'm just gonna go with non-R. It's a toss
But I
up
think
between.
he means unrated. So like Terrifier was an unrated movie, but it's like a lot of those movies go straight to streaming. I don't even know what their rating is. So that's why
Well,
I'm
if they're
not.
unrated, yeah. If they're unrated, it's just if they're
It's hard to
unrated,
know what is considered, like what movies are unrated. Like a lot of streaming movies technically don't, you know what I mean? They're not rated R. They're kind of unrated.
All right, we'll
So
pick
like,
one.
is he talking about PG-13 and below?
I'm gonna prop dude. Tell us what you mean. I'm gonna assume it's PG-13. I'm just gonna assume that, and so I'm gonna say it's a toss up between The Sixth Sense and The Others for me.
Yeah, I'd have to look at. Like, it's always hard for me to do that. Like, I would have to. I don't even know the ratings of a lot of movies. So both those movies you mentioned are damn good.
You know what?
You know?
And The Ring is PG-13, and it's fucking
The Ring
terrifying.
is so good. The Grudge
So-
was PG-13 as well.
Yeah, The Grudge is PG-13. That was good too.
We had a
Leanne
lot
said,
of PG-13 movies around that era that were actually pretty damn good.
Leanne
I mean,
says,
honestly, Scream should have been PG-13. There's so little in the first Scream that made that R-rated. If that movie came out today, it would be PG-13.
probably. Leanne says,
Well,
I just
it
watched.
would, because the rating system was much stricter in the like late 90s and early
Leanne
2000s.
says, I just watched Monday. What did you watch? Did you the movie Monday, or did you watch Deadstream on Monday? Help us out.
Yeah.
it
It's
was-
hard when
it was
people
good.
like, I understand because they feel like they're talking to us, but it's like,
I know, and we're like
Sure,
10
when
minutes
you-
behind.
when
so
you
sorry,
write,
guys.
when you
We're
write
trying.
something, try to like in some way signal what that was referring to.
Yeah.
Back
Hey, Eric.
to American Horror Stories real quick. I forgot the best
Real
season
quick.
of American Horror Stories isn't even technically one of the seasons of American Horror Story, and it's Nurse Ratched. That was the best, period. That season was amazing. But it was
They made a
American
spin-off.
Horror Stories presents Ratched.
Yeah.
Nurse Ratched.
Okay.
And that was damn good. And American Horror Stories is pretty fun too.
Leanne says, I watch horror every night, so it's hard to find something I haven't already seen. Yeah, and that's going to make it hard for us to recommend as well. I got some pretty gnarly movies that I've seen that I don't think a lot of people have seen, but I don't know. So like one of the ones that I would say that I recommend, and it's a horror comedy, and it's it's really smart because it's done by people that
Cooties.
That have but that is good. But it's done
by
it's done by people that have a love for that 70s exploitation horror, and it's called She Kills. And
I've heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it. Doesn't it have a little bit of that like grindhousey feel to it?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And the comedy is so smart, and it's very slapstick, it's very silly, but it's pretty gnarly too. So I would say maybe something like that. And then another one that is probably not as well known, but again, I don't know, and it's slipping off the top of my head. But so just She Kills for now until I can remember what the other one is. Mr. Wonderful says there's
a couple movies that are like hidden gems, like some of my favorite hidden gems. The Harbinger, fucking incredible movie, the best pandemic movie made. Like, fight me. I will honestly don't think there is any movie, but if there is one, I need to know about it. But like that movie, The Harbinger, and the problem is there was 2 movies that came out that year, both called The Harbinger. And so many people I recommend this movie to, they watch the other one. That's just a depressing, lame, not very good horror movie. And they're both horror too. Like, but it's The Harbinger. And it's so good. There's the cover of it has like it looks like one of those what are they called? The doctor mask where they would wear around Plague Doctor. Yeah. It looks kind of like a Plague Doctor mask thing. That's the cover. So, but it's on TV.
I remember,
definitely amazing.
I remembered the movie I was thinking of. I was thinking of Isolation, that Irish horror movie.
Oh yeah. We talked about that a while back.
We talked about that. Yeah. So I would say Isolation. That
so
I think
good.
Mr. Wonderful says there's another found footage movie that's pretty funny. I forget the name, but it's vampire found footage. Titane. There it is. So that's what it is.
But I'm just gonna
Instant Defense. I'm battling it out with my swirling chair. Come on, man. Give us your Nosferatu. Why is Nosferatu bad? Instant
What the
defense.
hell does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know. I think this guy's drunk, which is okay.
It's just trolling us. It's fine.
No, it's fine. Prop dude,
I've been getting a lot of them this week.
I know green iguanas get huge. I've just not been. I'm in North Florida. I'm not in South Florida. I don't have a lot of experience with green iguanas. I just Googled it. So.
I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because I swear to God, there's bigger iguanas than that.
Leslie says most people who need to see boobs and blood in the first 2 minutes would not dig Nosferatu. Listen, I love boobs and blood, and I love it when they're in the first 2 minutes of the movie, but I still dug Nosferatu.
There's boobs in Nosferatu.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with that, Leslie, at all. I don't agree with that, but I get her point.
I know.
But I think I do agree, because like when I've seen it a couple times now in theaters, and the first time everybody seemed like they were captivated. I saw it at a little bit of an early screener, so everybody there was like kind of excited for it, I think. So people were digging it. It was like their speed of movie. But the second time I saw it, I heard different people around me afterwards, and it just sounded like my thought that immediately jumped to my head. It's a biblical thing, but like it felt like casting pearls before swine. And it just had that vibe to me. It just felt like this movie is too high of art for these people's sensibilities. And it made me feel kind of like a movie snob. Like it made me feel kind of like a movie snob. But the thing is, it's not that way though. Like I don't look down on people like that. That's the thing. Even though it sounds like I am, I'm not. It's just, I'm old, man. You know what I mean? I've lived a long life. I've seen a lot of movies, and I've gone through a lot of walks in my life to learn to appreciate a lot of things that some people don't and may never. And it's not that there's any slight against them. It's just, I try to explain this in my channel all the time, and it's really hard to explain into words, but like everything is not made for everyone. And like there are, and this is the hardest thing to get across to people, is just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's bad.
I agree with that.
A lot of cases, I know, but that's I'm saying. It's like the hardest thing to get a lot of people in our world right now to get is like they have this very narrow field of like, well, if I don't like something, it's crap. And it's like, no, man. Like there's so many movies, and you'll attest to this too. There are so many movies in my life that I saw when I was like younger that I hated and now think they're amazing.
Yeah.
You know, there was times when I saw movies like The Exorcist and wasn't impressed with it. Saw The Shining and wasn't impressed with it. And now I watch them and I'm like, dude, it's a fucking masterpiece. Like I didn't get it at the time. When I say to people, you don't get it, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means you're not there for whatever reason. You may never be there. You know, sometimes you need to go and experience things to get there. Sometimes it's just never going to be your thing, and that's fine too. It's just like, you know what I mean? Just like a lot of people love stupid slapstick lowbrow comedy, and there's a lot of people that are like, oh, that's horrible, and they only like, you know, like there's people that like Jerry Seinfeld comedy, you know, God. And then there's people that are like, I hate fucking Jerry Seinfeld, but they're both fine. It's okay to coexist, guys. You can both, you know what I mean? Like you can enjoy different things, and they both are just fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just different strokes for different folks.
Okay. Mr. Wonderful brings up actually a good question. He says, weren't you guys going to pick back up off the movie list from last week? Yes, we were supposed to do that, but we're both kind of feeling lazy, and we also like talking to you guys. We feel like we haven't been doing that a lot. So we wanted to have a stream where we just really talk to the chat, because you guys are super active, and we just don't want you to feel like we're ignoring you. So we kind of forewent that list to just say, you know, what's up, and start talking to you guys. Leanne thinks that we're coming in. We're coming in and out. We probably are, Leanne. Sorry. It's some internet issues sometimes, but if it gets real bad, let us know. And I can see what's going on. It might be on my end.
I think, Leanne, it's your connection, because I got it right here, and that's a separate feed. That's the actual from the channel, and it's fine. So it might be on your end too.
Nightingale Widow says, Widow says the man on Instagram has. Oh my God. Okay, what?
You read something and didn't let me respond to it.
To what?
Full transparency. A couple things. It's not that I'm feeling lazy so much as I have had this. There's this dour really down feeling when you live in California right now. Like it it's hard to even explain, but it just the fires, and I know a lot of people down there, and it's just such a sad situation on so many levels. It's so hard. Um, and so there's that. So I'm not feeling like super like upbeat, you know what I mean? And so I wanted to do a stream that was more fun and more getting that feeling of community and friendship. You know, like my world is literally by myself. Like I spend every second, every day alone. Like the only time I really ever see anyone is if I go out to get some lunch. Like I just, live basically by myself, and it's fine. But when there's stuff like this going on, it's nice to be surrounded by friends and stuff. So there's that. Uh, and then second thing, earlier in the week, one of you guys commented, I'm not going to call any names out, but one of you guys commented and kind of brought it to my attention. I don't know where DJ
I'm still here.
went.
Keep going. I'm still here. Keep going.
Okay. Anyway, they basically brought it to my attention how they felt frustrated by us not really ever responding to the comments, or at least not being involved with the comments. And so I definitely want to be more involved with you guys. It's a bad excuse, but it is reality. It's very hard for me to read, to see the comments. For one, they come in kind of quick. For two, I have to get really, really close to the screen to even be able to see them at all. And then on top of that, I have dyslexia, so I can't read very fast, as well, especially with with lights and all this shit. So it's just there's that as well. So there's like a combination of things. But also too, I think we want to kind of get your feedback and be involved with you guys more to kind of know the direction that you guys would like to see this whole entire thing go, because more than anything, we want to make something that's enjoyable for all of us, not just for me and DJ, but like, you guys are watching this shit. Like if it's dumb and boring or not interesting or whatever, like, what's the point of making this? We and DJ can just Zoom and talk. So anyway, that's full transparency. We just want to involve you guys more. I felt like it was a nice week too, to kind of just do a laid back, especially being so early in the year. But that's not to say we won't get back to that list, especially a bunch of new stuff has been, like new stuff coming out. Like I forgot Thanksgiving 2 is coming out this year. Like, so.
What's going on, William? What's going on, Absolute Collecting? Good to see you guys. Yeah. So there. Thanks, Kanan, for getting real. I was gonna try to gloss over it, but that's okay. We can be real. Going through some of these. Let's see here. Heather says the one with the witches is the best season, and then Hotel. I think we're talking about American Horror Story here.
Yeah, but that's part of why, like, not to spoil things, but that's part of why I like that the End of the World season 2. I won't spoil anything, but like anybody that's watched the show knows that there is a tie-in between those seasons.
Okay, Leanne got a missing couple recommendation. So
yeah, I heard that was very good. I haven't seen it. I feel like I started it though, and it didn't. Oh, you want a good found footage movie that nobody talks about? Go watch Frogman.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Really fun, rad, really low budget. Like basically a couple friends made it for like a few $100 kind of thing, but it's really, really good. I think it's only on Screenbox right now, but Screenbox is like $5 a month, so it's worth getting.
Thank you for the $10. He says, thank you for your thoughtful response. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. Prop 2 did, he just clarified, no, as in PG-13. So I gave my PG-13. Okay.
I would honestly say The Conjuring 2. Because The Conjuring 2, as much as I'm soured on that entire universe and I'm so ready for it to be over, dude, The Conjuring 2 is pretty close to a masterpiece. Like that movie, the pacing of it, James Wan is at his like best directing in that. Like it is so well done. It's one of those movies that when you rewatch it, like after it's been a minute, it's more like you hit you even more. You're like, holy fuck, this is one hell of a movie. Another one is Annabelle. Is it Creation? What's the
Annabelle
Flanagan
Creation.
one? Is
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
that's Annabelle
that is
Creation,
another
Flanagan.
extremely good PG-13 movie.
Way
That
better
actually
than
is
it needed to be.
legitimately scary. Yep.
Yeah.
Way better than it ever had any right to be, but it's because it's Flanagan.
Because it's
Like,
Flanagan. Right?
Flanagan, yeah. And that's why I have 100% confidence that he's going to kill it with The Exorcist. I just
agree.
don't think Flanagan is capable of making something that's not well told. And I think that's what it comes down to. Is he's one of the few that his stories are always interesting.
House of Usher was bad.
I loved House of Usher.
I know you did.
Tripping.
That's what everybody tells me. It's not good.
That story was so
and the
interesting.
reason why it's not good is because there's way too many cooks in the kitchen in the writer's room. There were 8 writers on that show. Yeah. So, and they tried to do way too much, and there was way too much modern day sensibilities in that for my liking. And Flanagan's good about masking that stuff. But it was way too out there in that show. And I honestly believe it's because there were 8 writers. I don't believe that Flanagan had the lion's share of writing.
I'm not saying you're wrong on this one. I still loved it, but every single thing you just said is 100% true. Like, it's just like, of all of the things he's been involved in that had his name like directly on it, it's probably the weakest.
Yeah.
I still did love it though, because there's a lot of things to love about it. But like, if you look at especially the way it's written, it feels very disjointed. It's like
it doesn't feel like
it's kind of all over the place.
It does not sound like Flanagan. I do not think it has a Flanagan voice to it. It has a Flanagan look because he has the same cinematographer that he's had for the last few shows and movies, but it definitely does not have that Flanagan voice. And I knew that
I think there are certain episodes
I was like, this is not Flanagan.
Certain episodes do, like the one,
I think the first and the last were probably the most Flanagan for me.
Yeah.
And then the whole rest of the show was just not that. Sorry, I've had this chat up for a second. Leanne wants to know if anyone's seen Terrified, the 2017 movie. Yes, very good.
It's incredible.
Really enjoyed it.
That is of Damien Rugna's. I think I would still go with the When Evil Lurks, but Terrified is very, very close. Like, it is that good.
Yeah.
Terrified. The thing about Damien Rugna that just blows me away is that his horror movies feel different. Like, he has the ability to create stuff that actually feels genuinely different. And like, that just, it sounds like, well, yeah, that's the whole, but it's like, dude, in art in general, it is so hard to make anything that feels even a tiny bit different, because it's like, you're basically taking ingredients and inspiration from all these different places, and what you come up with, you're hoping it's just a little bit enough different. But like, his stuff like feels very different. Like the visuals, the pacing, when he drops the other foot is surprising. When like he'll go for it when you're like, okay, he's gonna pull back. Like, and When Evil Lurks, with like, probably the most famous scene, the dog scene.
Yeah.
Like in that movie, there's a number of scenes like that where you're like, oh, he's not gonna go there. And it's like, nope, he goes for it. Like,
my jaw dropped at that scene.
Yeah, the axe scene too. Like, or even the mom with the baby at the end, like towards the end.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a lot of great scenes in that movie. It's a great movie. Mr. Wonderful is asking, what is your opinion of the 1992 film Evil Toons? Do you want to go first, or do you want me? Have you seen it?
Hold on. What? Hold on.
He says
Clive Barker died.
Clive Barker died? Uh-oh. Breaking news?
I don't know. We just got a super chat saying I didn't know Clive Barker died.
Sorry, I didn't see this. Oh God, we have a lot of we got a 1090 from Dark Arts. House of Usher was boring. The pacing is bad. I agree with that. Thank you for the super chat.
I don't think he's dead.
Instant Defense, $20. Thank you. Said, I didn't know that Clive Barker died. I'm not seeing.
No, he's alive. No,
he's 72. He's 72. I don't see.
Leslie just met him. Like, Leslie went to a thing and met him in Florida. Just like
okay. Are you talking about the soccer coach? There's a South African soccer coach that died on June 10th in last year at 78. His name is Clive Barker.
I hate to laugh at someone dying, but it's
no, that's not funny. But sorry.
But no, appreciate you. Super appreciate that. The super chat, but it scared me. It made my heart stop.
Yeah,
We've already lost too many recently, man.
yeah. Well,
Like I was actually it was so weird yesterday. I was in my room and I looked over for, I don't even know why. I glanced over at one of my figures that I have hanging up over here, and it was Tony Todd. It was Candyman, and it just like hit me, like,
yeah.
Wow, dude, we don't have Tony Todd anymore. Like that. It's a rough one.
All right, so I want to get back to Mr. Wonderful's because we're trucking along. Have you seen Evil Tunes? Have you seen that movie? You haven't? Okay.
The Evil Tunes?
Evil Tunes. Okay, watch it.
Okay.
It's not Mr. Wonderful. It's not a good movie, but it's very horny, we'll say.
Oh God.
And, there's
Is it animated?
It's partially animated. It's very much a co-eds in a house movie. You know, it's like Monster in a House just with co-eds, and the monster are these evil cartoons that are drawn from this evil book. If I'm remembering off the top of my head, because it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's very much it is a horny movie. So I think this is a callback to Leslie's boobs within the first 2 minutes of a movie.
Oh, okay.
So
damn, are we that far back?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just when we answer these questions, we try to answer them in detail. You know what I mean? So like we're trying to keep it up. Reign of Horrors here. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Allison, hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, don't go to click on every single one. We'll never get caught up. Just go to the questions.
Hey. All right, fine.
Because I would like to be able to answer as many questions as we can.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
And
I'm trying to get these on the screen.
We got like 15 minutes left.
Yeah. Terry says people walked out when we went to see Nosferatu. That sucks.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that.
Okay, sorry. I'm going through here.
I definitely could see you being a teenager and being like, "What the hell is this?" Like Nosferatu feels like, I think for a lot of teenagers that enjoy stupid shit, like, movies like that movie Tarot last year. Like there's actually, that like a lot of teenagers that like that kind of garbage, and you see that kind of teenagers not being down with Nosferatu.
Dominic says that he enjoys both of our takes and commentary. Thank you, Dominic. GJH, hi from California. Hi, hope you're safe out there.
Yeah, what part of California are you from?
Yeah, what part are you from? Hope you're safe out there. Jade says, didn't they catch a guy starting the fires, or did I just dream? They caught somebody.
Yeah, there was one. I forget, it wasn't the Palisades fire. I forget which one it was, but yeah, there was one fire that they believe was set by arson, and I believe they had the guy in custody. But most of the fires have been caused by transformers exploding, like knocked down power lines, because it all really started because the winds blew through and just caused all kinds of havoc. It was like record-breaking winds, 90-mile-an-hour winds. Like, it's just insane. And then on top of that, it's like the driest it's been down there in quite a while. So it's just it's like a perfect storm of things basically that have caused these fires. But it's not like we always get wildfires here in California. It's like not, it's literally every year. We get them in Northern California too. But this is like a perfect storm situation where the wildfires started in neighborhoods basically. And so like whole entire neighborhoods are going up. That's why this is such a devastating big difference, And we do have the thing scrolling below real quick before I forget about it. The reason we chose Red Cross, is when I was 7, the house that I was living in with my family burned down, and it was one of the hardest times I've ever had. I mean, like I've had a lot of hard times, but that one is a really tough memory. But I remember Red Cross coming in and giving us, and they didn't give us a lot, but they gave us clothes and food and a hotel to stay in for a little bit. And it was just like this bright spot in this hellish time. And I remember they even gave us these little vouchers to Toys R Us so we could each go get a toy. And it's like, when you're that little and literally we lost everything, like all our toys, like everything. And it was just brutal. And so I, in a small way, I know what a lot of these families are going through. So
Alrighty. A lot of people talking about stuff. Wolfbane said, "Drag Me to Hell" for PG-13. That's a good one.
yeah, it is a good one. Love that
Leslie
movie.
says, "No One Will Save You" is my PG-13. That's a good one.
It is damn good.
I didn't like the ending, but the rest of the movie was good.
Because you didn't get the ending.
No, I did get stop. I got the ending. It's not good.
It is.
Don't laugh. I understood the ending. I got the assignment. Okay. It's not a good ending. Movie's great. Ending's bad.
It is not bad.
That is
I love the ending of that movie.
Allison has a question I want to answer. She says,
"See, you're doing that thing.
No.
You're doing that thing. You're doing that thing. Just because you didn't resonate, something didn't resonate with you. You're saying it's bad.
Nope. I'm going through the questions. I'm not arguing with you about this. Allison wants to know. Allison, shut up. Allison says, "You guys ever think about covering internet horror stuff like ARG types or analog?" I don't know.
If we wanted to make a whole lot of money, we would. Because like people are fucking blowing up, making shitloads of money from this right now.
Yeah, I'm just not into
it's
analog
like the
horror.
current new. It's like the current new crime. I dig it. I feel like you got to be younger though. You know,
yeah,
I feel like
old.
It's not even about like being old, because I'm able to keep up with, and so like I get it and I appreciate it, but to speak on it, that's a different, like, to me, that's a different level. Like there's the skibbity toilet kind of sensibility that
brain
a lot
rot.
of people just, but it's just not, we're not of that age. Like there's a humor in it of someone that is like, it's the same as a 16-year-old watching Beavis and Butthead and being like, "What the hell, dude? What do you guys think is funny about this?" It's the same thing. Like you got to be of an era, and there's some stuff that like I can still appreciate, but I can't speak on it. But I have thought about somehow like doing stuff to do with creepy pastas and stuff, because like there is some super creepy fun stuff with that, but I don't know how we would go about that, but either way, I appreciate it all, but it's just not,
I'm really into the SCP.
Love SCP Foundation.
I love reading that. It actually has a big influence on a lot of my writing. I don't obviously take anything from that, but like just as far as like inspiration and stuff like that, I think it's super creative. I love reading the short stories. That's
like, what I mean by creepypastas. Like that whole world, because there's some of the most unique, new, original ideas are coming out. Like there's movies getting made all the time right now that are inspired in one way or another from that world. Like there's a podcast called Creepcast that is incredible. Meat Canyon and Windigoon do it, and they're like making tons of money. It's like one of the hottest podcasts in the world right now, but they're reading these creepypastas and different short stories. And the way they do it is great, because like it's kind of like the straight man and the funny man, because Meat Canyon is hilarious and Windigoon is
I love
straight man. Yeah, but they are great.
Him and Oni.
They're great at it. But they're reading one I haven't finished listening to it yet, but it's about this guy who's in space. There's two astronauts in space and one of them dies. And it like, dude, it gets into like otherworldly, like Lovecraftian, and it's so dope. And I'm just like,
that's awesome.
Someone needs to make a movie from this. But that's anyway,
awesome. Yeah. Okay, we got to speed run through a lot of these because
that's what I'm saying. Just jump to the questions.
Okay, have you heard the new horror movie called The Woman in the Yard? Blumhouse. That's all I've heard of it. And from the
didn't the trailer just drop? I feel like a trailer just dropped.
Yeah, there's a trailer here. We don't have time to watch it, but
yeah, maybe I remember. I feel like I saw it and I was like, okay, like nothing. The one that I'm hearing a great buzz about is the Man in the Van. I think is what it's called.
Man in the White Van.
Man in the White Van. I've heard that's supposed to be really good.
I could tell you about it. I went to its premiere here in Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You
Jacksonville
did. Your friends.
Yeah,
because I've been hearing a lot of people buzzing about that movie. But I thought it was more of not really a horror movie.
It's not. Watch it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, it's not out
But
yet.
it is getting buzz. So it is getting buzz.
Shit,
okay.
yeah. If I'm hearing about it here in California, you know, that says something. Indie movies are a lot of times when they're small, like they're kind of regional. It's like they don't get all the way across the country a lot of times. So
yeah. All right, we got a question. Eric says, "May I ask?
You know who it's getting distribution through? Does it have distribution?
Yes, it does. I think it's. Hang on. It's through Legion M.
Okay. So I should get it out here.
Yeah. So, do you guys dig Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows? No.
I thought it was okay. I think it's one of those movies that is definitely of its time, and so some of it doesn't hold up. But it's one of those movies as well that if it wasn't called Blair Witch and it was just its own name, it wouldn't be disliked nearly as much because it's actually pretty cool. Like, excuse me, on a rewatch. Like if you go back and watch it now, like I was surprised at actually what a cool little movie it is. It's just unfortunately having that Blair Witch connected to it, it doesn't feel at all like it's apples to oranges. Like it's like, what are you doing here, guys?
Allison, what are we confused on? Do we not know what analog horror is? Please help. Because I thought I did.
Yeah. Well, no. Okay. I get what she's saying. We do know what analog is, but we just kind of blew past it. Because analog horror, like what you're talking about, is like the what are they called?
The back rooms.
The back rooms. But what's the other one? I actually really, really enjoy it, and I'm spacing on the name right now.
Skinamarink.
It's no, the other online series.
I don't know.
The Mandela effect tapes or the Mandela.
Oh yeah, what is it? Yeah, I haven't seen that.
God, why can't I remember it? But super fucking good. And there's a bunch of other ones. There's one that's really, really cool where and like we could do this. It would like do a pockets episode where we just like watch a bunch of these. I think that would be fun. But there's one that's really cool where the whole thing is this guy goes into this or to this mall that's like abandoned, and it's like a real thing that's happening right now because there's all these abandoned malls that are across the country, and it gets super creepy, and then it goes places like things actually happen.
I did that. I have a bunch of pictures. I went with a friend to an abandoned hotel or like motel. I don't know. It's like it was a whole area. Doesn't matter. Like the hotel went around this whole thing. It's completely abandoned. There's a bunch of graffiti and stuff all over the place. Super creepy. Went in the middle of the day and was still super creepy. But anyway,
there's a guy, a really cool YouTube channel who that's what he does. He literally travels across the country, goes into it's called like urban exploration or something like that. But he like does these videos in all these like old homes. He like went to an abandoned what does he go by? Puffy, like P. Diddy. He went to an abandoned P. Diddy house. Like it's fucking wild, dude. Like went inside of it and everything.
I'm just afraid of getting bit by crackheads. That's why I don't like doing stuff too much.
Well, and it's illegal. Like it's like illegal shit. You can get a lot of trouble.
Yeah, fine, but you're probably gonna get bit by a crackhead before you're gonna get caught by the cops.
You're in Florida though. Here in California, you're gonna get caught. Like you can't. I don't know. We're not in this rule of areas here, so it's like abandoned stuff has like security guards. You know, it's like I don't know. It's different.
Do y'all remember a weird Australian movie from 1997 called Welcome to Whoop Whoop? Stars Jonathan Cheech? No.
Nope. I don't know. I don't even know who Jonathan Cheech is. He said that name like we should know who it is. Are you Australian? Like maybe he's Australian, so that like is a
maybe. Dominic says, "What's better to y'all, Heretic or Strange Darling?" Those are my two favorite 2024. Strange Darling for me.
I'm gonna say they're tie.
Oh,
I can't
come on.
pick one or the other. I can't because they're just very different movies. They're like so different.
So Strange Darling.
I think script wise, Heretic is better as far as the script.
No,
but as far as filmmaking, I think Strange Darling is the better made film, like directing, cinematography, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think So I was about to say the script for Strange Darling ekes it out over Heretic for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there's that much of a script.
Yeah, but it's
honest.
a better story. It has a better setup, rising action, climax, falling, and
But I feel like a
resolution.
lot of that's to do with the editing and the filmmaking. Like there's a lot of visual storytelling in it.
No, it has to do with the writing, the script.
Because the dialogue, okay, I guess
There's not a lot
I
of
guess if
dialogue
I-
except for it's like packed into that one scene, but
maybe I agree because if I really think about it, like go into the ending of Heretic where it does fall off a little.
yeah, the
Whereas
ending of
the
Heretic is kinda
ending
great.
of Strange Darling is like
It's a
that
very
movie never
smooth
lets
landing.
up. Yep.
Yeah.
And it never lets up. It's just like, I don't know, man. They're both great.
They're both great
movies.
movies. I'm just saying, if I had to
They're
pick
just
one,
different.
Strange
They're
Darling.
they're just so different. Like
Yeah.
everything about both of them. I always have a hard time with this. It's like when I was trying to pick Pearl or X that year, everybody was just like, you know, which one? And I said, screw it. And I put them both tied that year because I'm like, they're literally part 1 and 2 of the same story, you know, but it's hard for me to like, because when you have great movies, that means they're unique and different. You know, it's hard to pick one over the other. And it's why if I could redo my list, I would put The Substance above Nosferatu. But Nosferatu screwed me by putting their movie out fucking Christmas. So I had to literally shoot my review or my best of video when I got home from seeing the movie.
Yeah.
And I think they did it. I think they were smart to do that because it didn't give people time. And if you really liked it, you were still on the high of seeing that movie. So you came out glowing.
Right.
Whereas like, you know, I don't know.
Okay.
Next question.
I gotta speed through these because we're over time.
Yep.
So
Yep.
what
Yep.
do you dudes think of little scene 80s slashers like Prowler, Moonstalker, and Twitch of the Death Nerve? I've only
Love
seen
'em.
Prowler and I thought it was good. I still have to see Moonstalker
I
and
love
Twitch of the Death.
Yeah, those are movies of the time. So it's like if you don't appreciate history, so to speak, of horror and like the look and all that of the 80s, then you're not going to dig them. But if you do, like I love those movies. I have to rewatch Twitch of the Death Nerve. It's been a long time.
Ice Princess asks if y'all listen to the Archive 81 podcast. I have not.
No, is it anything to do with the TV series? Yeah, that's right. Isn't the Netflix series was made from the Archive 81? I believe it was, and then it sucks that they didn't do a season 2 of Archive 81.
Dominic loves our debates. I love them too. Mr.
Yeah,
Wonderful says I didn't like
Dominic's been with me a long time. Like Dominic was like one of my very first fans. I don't like to call people my fans. Like it just always feels weird, but I don't know what else you call people. But like one of my biggest supporters from the very beginning. Like we're talking, I had like 40 subscribers when Dominic was on board.
Well, way to be a lifer, Dominic. That's awesome.
Double Date.
Fun British horror comedy. I haven't heard of it.
Uh-uh.
We'll have to look it up. Where's it streaming? And that takes us to the end.
Is that literally the last question?
No, Heather just gave us. Okay. This is the last question, guys. This is the end. Please. Have you built up your anime horror list? No. I don't have.
I try. Anime is one of those things. Like I feel like you had to have grown up with it. Because like I tried to watch that one Wicked City the other day, and I'm just like,
you couldn't do it.
This is so cheesy.
Oh, dude, come on.
But
Did you finish it?
It like reminded me. No, I'm like halfway through. I will finish it.
It's so good.
It reminded me of when I was a teenager and watching heavy metal. And like I loved that then. But it was like I smoked weed and I was younger. There's something, I don't know, it just didn't translate to the older version of me. It's hard to explain. I don't know. Like the dubbed thing, and I don't know. I think I probably need to check out some of the like better anime where it's subtitled instead of, because the dubbing thing bugs me.
I don't have an official list, Heather, but like I did kind of look into some of it, and like we were just talking about, the one that I remember distinctly is Wicked City, but then Perfect Blue is another one that I
Yeah,
saw.
I've
that
heard
is-
Perfect Blue is a masterpiece.
It is. It's incredible.
I need to watch that one.
And
Like that's
so,
one of the more higher rated ones.
but
That's
but
on
there's not a
that's
lot.
on Shudder right now, I believe. And
Oh,
Wicked
yeah?
City is on Tubi.
So the problem
Oh.
is there's so many
Everybody
horror
is
anime.
raving about Two Witches that just dropped on Shudder as well.
Okay. There's a lot of horror. When I was trying to look up horror anime, I was seeing a lot of horror anime shows and not a lot of horror anime movies. And I can't dedicate my time to a show. I just can't do it.
Yep. That's
I
also
need-
a big reason why I never got an anime. Because
Yeah,
it's like
I need a movie.
same with like people tell me to watch so many series. And it's like Servant. I've been wanting to watch Servant for like 2 years now, but like it's so hard for me to sit down. Like, because a lot of times I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna watch this show, and I'll watch 2 episodes of it and then never finish it because I just don't have the time to, it's hard to, because like I have to basically watch things while I edit. The only way for me to do what I'm doing right now is to do 2 things at once. And that's why it's hard for me to watch foreign. Well, one of the reasons why it's hard for me to watch a lot of foreign movies too, because you got to read subtitles. Like if I got to read the
Yeah.
subtitles, how am I going to be editing?
Because
like,
the English
this is what
subs are never as good.
Like this is what I
Well,
look
I
like.
shouldn't say
if-
that.
This is a behind the scenes look. Like if you want to see what I look like all day for like 16 to 18 hours a day, it's this. This ear is my editing ear. And I have my voice in there. But that's my editing ear, and then these are my like whatever movie or whatever I'm watching. And a lot of times it's just garbage and YouTube stuff that doesn't have to be paid attention to.
Leslie asks, "Are you sure you don't want one more question?" That's very clever, Leslie. Ha ha ha.
Yes. What's your question, Leslie?
No, that was the question.
The chat mom.
That was the question. Are you sure you don't want another question? You get it?
Hold on. What's this?
What?
Ah.
You're lagging.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Vox Lux is not a musical. And like this is the thing about Vox Lux. Don't watch it expecting a horror movie. But I recommend watching at least the first 10 minutes of it. Hold on, DJ, are you muted or?
No, I didn't want to interrupt you talking. Allison was
okay.
yelling at me saying that there's some good dubs. And I know.
I've heard
corrected
Soul
myself.
Eater. I've heard Soul Eater's good too.
I corrected myself. There are
But-
some good. It's just there's not a lot of them.
But yeah, just do
Oh,
yourself a
Vampire
favor
Hunter
and
D.
watch-
That's another one that we need to watch.
Yeah, I've heard of that. But yeah, watch the first like 10 minutes of Vox Lux. And
Okay,
don't expect the rest of the movie to go as hard as that. It's one of the wildest things, dude. I'm telling you. The first like 10 minutes of this movie, I was like, dude, that is fucking brutal. And then that's it. Like the rest of the movie is not like that. But like there's just super like horrific thing that happens that kind of sets up the character and all that. But it's wild because I'm like, holy shit, dude, this movie goes hard. And then it's like, no, after that, no, not really.
Oh, wow,
It's
wow.
like,
All right.
you know,
We
but
gotta get
it's
outta
still
here.
entertaining. It's still entertaining, dude.
All right, we'll watch it. I mean, I'll watch it. We'll do it. And trust me, because I know there's a few anime fans in here. We'll get to that stuff, and we will get this year. We are developing the podcast.
Yeah,
So
if
we
you give
will
us a
get
list,
new stuff.
if you give us a list of movies, not series, but anime movies that are really good, we get like we need to do something like put a poll up or something, and we'll take like the top 10 or whatever that you guys recommend us, and we'll watch them or something like that, and we'll review them or something like that. We also would like to hear suggestions and things from you guys in general that you'd like to see us do, because it's hard every week to come up with things, and we never feel as excited about just talking about the news. It's like if it'd be a lot more fun if we can do things like this and be involved with you guys.
Yeah, we will make a post on the Death Rattle Podcast channel. So if you are watching this on Ghost Pirate, please watch us on the Death Rattle Podcast side and subscribe to us there so that you can see our content. Because we'll make a post there. Because both Kanan and I have our own channels, and we do this Death Rattle as like, it's just something else that we both do together. But we also have our own channels that we have to also think of content for. So we will put a post on the Death Rattle Podcast And that's where you guys can make suggestions. So that's a good idea, Allison. Thank you. So we'll do that, and then we'll get to it. 2025, we're going to be developing this thing. Don't worry. But that's that. So, okay.
Also, too, one last thing. If you're able to, please go and donate to the Red Cross or to, like, there's a ton of different charities that are helping people. Beyond that, another way I've heard people being able to help is just go on to GoFundMe right now. And if you just look up California wildfires, you'll see a ton of different stories of different families. Like, there's just tons of them, and just pick the ones that you feel like you could use help or whatever. You know what I mean? That, because it's just a lot of, like, it's so easy to just think about the celebrities and the people with money when you think of LA, but I'm telling you, this is 5,000 homes, and thousands of those are just blue collar. Like, there's so many stories of families that have been like, this little old lady and her, her husband, who've been in this house for 50 years and now they've lost everything. Because it's not just the house. Like, I know, like, when when our house burned down, it was like, the house is one thing. That's just a structure. But it's, you lose all your pictures. You lose all your memories. You lose everything. I remember to this day, I don't know if I can find it easily, but I don't know, somewhere over there. But to this day, I still have this little blankie that I was actually wrapped in when I was born. And it's the only thing I have from that fire. It's the only thing that made it through that fire. And I've kept it my entire life because it's just this, like, I don't know, one thing that's kept me connected throughout my entire life. It's the only thing that's made it through. It's the only object that I've had my entire life. And it's just this little ratty blanket. It's like this fucking big, not really a blanket anymore, but it just, I don't know. I'm losing words here, but it's just basically,
all right. Yeah. Just donate to Red Cross.
If you guys can,
it helps.
If you guys can help. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps regular people. All right, we got to get out of here. For those of you saying, "Here's my cat Cuzkin," he knows it's 8:00 because that's his dinner time, and so that's why he's on my lap.
He's so cute.
I know.
He's
like, bro, you are late. I need to eat. Like, that's what he's saying to me. So we got to get out of here. Thanks again for everybody. See you next week, Wednesday, 7:00 Eastern, 4:00 Pacific, and everywhere in between. This is the Death Row Podcast. We're out of here.
Thanks, guys.